Hey guys, this is Coach Derek, co-host of the Soapboxing Podcast. Man, ever since I found this Anchor app, I tell you, podcasting has become a lot simpler and a lot easier to do. They distribute the podcast over several platforms, and you have to do no work. I tell you, man, if you're interested in doing podcasting, you need to download the Anchor app. That's ANCHOR.FM. You can get started today with the Anchor app and do whatever your heart desires.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment is here. The main event of the evening. I'm Jeremiah Gallegos, your world-class ring announcer, to introduce Soapboxing Podcast. And now, to introduce your host, Derek, a.k.a. Coach. And across the ring, introducing Matty Fresh. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's golden time. Time to tune in.
What's going on, guys? Coach Derek here. I wanted to invite y'all to check out In the Ring with Christine, a podcast hosted by cut woman, media personality, and Olympic boxing coach Christine Lopez. In the Ring with Christine can be found on YouTube, Facebook, and Pottertron Network. It includes Women Crushing It Wednesdays, an all-women's panel discussing the previous week in boxing. Please like, subscribe, follow, and share. In the Ring with Christine.
Hey, we live in this job.
Yeah, man. Now, I know he told me, let me see, he has a way to play that little intro. Hold on. See if I can figure that out. And if not, the hell with it. And all right, watch this. How's it going, guys? This is Coach Derek, and it's your boy Manny. You want to remind me? And I'm sure there's some people out there. Oh, look at this hardware, man. SDA-ABO. Got the Latin American camera.
Some trainers say, and some fighters say, "Well, I don't watch videos of the guy fighting. I let the coach watch it." This, wait, man.
Guys, one thing we know for sure about Wilder, he hit you clean. Right, and this woman whooped the whole world twice. The whole world.
Well, I got the intro button and everything, man.
That's dope right there.
All right, Langston. We waiting on Brandon McCain to jump in here, but man, we might as well go live, brother, before I start getting your story. It's you're in an interesting situation, and when she told me about you, I said, man, I got to talk to this guy. What's going on, bro? How you fixing to make a debut? How long you been boxing? How you got involved in boxing? How did boxing come into your life, man?
Man, I can't even remember when I started boxing, but it's been I've been in combative sports for over 10, 11 years now. So
okay.
I've been at it. I've always had hands. I started off wrestling, but I kind of got out of that. I still compete in jiu-jitsu every once in a while, but I realized that boxing was my strength for sure.
So you just like fighting. You're a fighting man.
Yeah, I've been that way for as long as I can remember, man.
Now you told me you're from Nashville, Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
And are you in Alabama now, or are you in Tennessee now?
No, I'm in Tennessee still. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You gonna come in to fight? Or where's the fight?
The fight is actually in Memphis, so I'm not traveling too far. But
Oh,
maybe
okay.
handle business, and maybe you see me in Alabama.
Okay, man. I got 3 kids in Tennessee, man. A little bit of town called Sparta, man. I think it's like 2 hours outside of Nashville, maybe an hour or something like that. But
yeah, it's something like that. I know I've been to Sparta a couple times.
A little bit of town, man. A little bit of town. All right, bro. So you was doing jiu-jitsu. When did you competing start? Or did you have any I mean, I don't know what was your background with the jiu-jitsu and the wrestling? Did you wrestle in school or what's the deal?
Yeah, I wrestled for a little school in White House, Tennessee. It was called White House. A wrestler, my buddy got me into it. And then I started going into combative sports, doing MMA and continue wrestling, started boxing. So I was training all over the place. I'm a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, actually. So one step away from it.
I'm a MMA neophyte, bro. I don't know nothing about MMA. Don't pretend to know. You know, a lot of people. One of my biggest gripes about the MMA boxing crossovers is that people pretending like it's a level playing field, and it's not. Meaning, in my opinion, MMA at the very best, you can't box in an MMA fight the same way you box. Now, right now, the way being a pure boxing guy, the way I explain it is MMA guys don't box; they throw punches. It's a different thing over there completely. Now, I don't pretend to know MMA or nothing, so that's just what my trained eyes see. So when these MMA guys are coming to the boxing game, it's like they're such at a disadvantage, but at the same token, they real fighting men. They real fighters.
Warriors,
and I understand when they think they gonna come into the boxing ring and they was like, shit, I wrestled jiu-jitsu and boxing, that's just one thing. And I'm like, oh man, they underappreciating what boxing is. And yeah, man. So I really think MMA guys are at the same disadvantage in the boxing ring as if you was to take a boxer and put him in like the highest level of them MMA. They would get dumped on their head and tap out. You know, so it's really like people pretend that it's fighting, but it's not. Fighting ain't just fighting. It's different martial arts, man. So I appreciate and respect. I watch it. If you was to say, hey, coach, man, they got a good MMA fight coming on tonight or whatever, my buddy is such and such, or a guy I like, I'm going to watch. It's a fight. I want to watch a fight. And I can enjoy MMA from the fan perspective because I'm not dissecting shit. I don't know what's going on. If he tag, I'm listening to the commentator. I'm hoping the commentator knows what the fuck he's talking about. Because a lot of times in boxing, the commentators don't know, bro. So it's like, what are they looking at, bro? But it doesn't really it really doesn't cross over to me. Now, I think a guy with a wrestling background, MMA background, if he goes into boxing and he's training and he's learning to box, of course he could be successful. Look at my friend Clay Collard, man. He had a boxing background as a kid, then went into the MMA world. And then when his MMA situation dried up because of the pandemic, look what he did in boxing. He went to top rank and was beating all these undefeated dudes. And it was like, so I said, man, how you know how to fight, man? He was like, man, I boxed. My grandfather was a boxer. I said, oh, you was a boxer who wanted to do MMA, right? I said, okay, you had me fooled for a while there, but it's all fighting, and I think that's where it stops. It's fighting, but it's completely different disciplines. Now that's my not knowing shit from shit with MMA. What's your opinion on that as far as coming from the wrestling to the MMA to now boxing?
like you said, man, it's two different sports, really. I mean, MMA guys, like you said, they don't throw enough punches to me to be able. They're just throwing what they can, trying to get the big money making shot.
Yeah.
Like it showed that what's that YouTube Jake Paul fight?
Yes.
With
Yes.
MMA guy didn't throw a lot of punches, and that's why he wasn't.
Hey, I picked the Paul guy, right? And
Right.
I said, and guys was like,
He's been training.
they was mistaking me like I'm a Paul fan. I said, no, it's just he's been boxing.
Yeah.
And this other guy, though he was a champion, I said, but he's not a boxer. Now, here's my insight. Here's my cheating, where I was cheating a little bit. We fought on a Jake Paul, the other MMA guy, the guy he blew out as soon as he hit him on the chin.
The wrestler guy, yeah.
Yeah, the wrestler.
Think his name. Yeah.
Okay, so we fought on that card, and so I was back then. I was watching the Woodley guy hold the mitts for that guy during the warm-ups, right? Because we had the room next or whatever. So I'm looking, and I'm going, and no, listen, Tyrone Woodley, I think his name is. You did a hell of a fight, bro. In fact, I think old Paul knew he was in with a real fighter, even though you couldn't box. He knew, and he tried to stay away, and he started gassing a little bit. I think if Woodley had a little bit more understanding of cutting the distance and knowing how to, like you said, punching combination, he could have got rid of him, but he don't know.
Really?
And that's the disadvantage. How many times did you see Woodley look puzzled? Like when he should have went, he didn't go because he didn't know the way. It was almost like he didn't know where the door was. So, but to take it back, what I was saying, I'm looking and I'm going, and my fighter wasn't there yet. So I'm standing there, I'm looking at these guys, bro. And I said, man, this guy can't punch. And this guy really can't hold the bits. I said, man, they in for a world of shit. I said tomorrow night, this was like the day before. So my buddy came out. My fighter came up and he was like, Coach, he said, what you think? I said, that guy ain't gonna last around with this Jake Paul guy. And he goes, Coach, but that guy's a real fighter. Now my kid's a boxer. He's 8-0, Quentin Randall, welterweight prospect. And I said, yeah, he's a real fighter, but not a boxer. I said, this guy's in trouble. I said, and he doesn't appear to be in shape neither. I say, so he's in real serious trouble. And yeah, so my guy goes, oh, come on, Coach. He's at least gonna go around. I say he ain't gonna go a fucking round, bro. It ain't gonna go around.
So come on, I don't even remember. It was like 12 seconds or some shit.
Yeah, I can't say I knew it was only gonna be 12 seconds, but so we fought. We won unanimous decision, and so they was the main event. They fought later on, so I'm looking, and I said, man, they really, people don't know, man, they about to get, they ain't getting no money worth for this one, bro. This one's gonna be bad. And sure enough, pop, the first time I hit on the button, bro, it was out of there. Now, I watched the Tyrone guy, like I say, was holding his mitts and stuff. And that's a little bitty dude, bro. Like the Tyrone Woodley guy compared to the Jake Paul guy. And now
they look like eyes.
Oh, bro, like I'm 6'1", 265 fat, right? Jake Paul's my height, and he's a 190-pound dude. He's a big dude, bro. I mean, for boxing, he's a fucking cruiserweight. You know what I'm saying? And so, and the Woodley guy, yeah, he's in shape. He's well built. But man, I felt like he was like 5'8" or something, like a real disadvantage in the boxing ring. That's how I felt anyway when I was standing there. You can't really go, that you can't go by what they tell you they weigh and what they tell you how, because Canelo grows every fight. They try to tell you he's 5'9". He'll be 6 foot 2 fights from now. He's really like 5'7", bro. He's 5 foot nothing, bro. It's incredible what that kid's doing. But I said, man, if this guy don't know how to box, bro, it's gonna get rough, because just without even knowing how to use his reach or anything like that, just if you don't know how to use it, he's still so much longer and bigger, right? Yeah. So I picked him again, and they had some people, coach, you tripping? This dude's a real fighter. I said, yeah, he's a real fighter, but he ain't fighting in what he does, man. It's so he's gonna be at a disadvantage, is all I was saying. And it was gonna be hard for him to overcome in a night, in a few months of training to be able to do. And it wasn't like I said, it wasn't about the Jake Paul kid or me being a fan of him, because I'm not. You know what I'm saying? It's a different generation, guys. I don't understand these kids. They fucking confuse me. But he has been training for a few years now. And I say, man, this Jake Paul kid is gonna win. And of course he won. But as long as they keep him around as long as they keep the Jake Paul kid from real boxers, I think he'll be, real boxers his size. He could keep making some money, man. And I'm gonna tell you something. When I seen what he did with his purse and gave all them fighters that money, you seen that?
No, I don't know what you're talking about there.
Dude. All right. I wasn't a Jake Paul fan. Nah, I'm a Jake Paul fan. This dude, bro. Watch this. This dude gave Tyron Woodley. I think his. Don't quote me on the numbers, but I think his purse was like $750,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jake Paul gave him I think he gave him $250,000 to make the purse $1 million, so that Woodley could make $1 million purse.
Okay.
He gave this gal I'm a big fan of, Amanda Serrano. You know who that is? The Puerto Rican girl.
Oh yeah, she's cold,
bruh. Her purse that night was like $42,000, right? He gave her $500,000, bro. She just made the biggest purse any woman ever made, bro. Yeah. She went from $42,000 to $542,000 purse. He gave everybody on the card a bunch of money like that, except Tommy Fury, because they beef and they trying to build that fight. And that kid, the big kid out of England that fought on there, Daniel Dubois.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Dubois, if I remember correct, he just turned it down. He was like, nah, I'm okay. Don't, we friends or whatever. I don't want your money.
Right.
But everybody else he gave that. I said, man, look at this kid, man. Now that means he got more money than the law allowed, but
yeah, man, he's.
But bro, who does that? Who does that, man? Lil Floyd, we know Lil Floyd, bro. He started making stupid money, bro, like $100 million. He wasn't giving nobody, not that he couldn't have or not that he did, not that he wouldn't. But I don't remember him like issuing out a couple million on the purse underneath him just to make people. I said, man, if this kid don't know what he's doing, I said, I'm a fucking fan, because he didn't have to do that, man. But you know what? It's kind of like he's telling y'all talk about I ain't no real fighter. Fine, I'm not. But I'm filling this stadium up, and these real fighters deserve this money. You see what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah, I fooled with him after that, man. I don't care to listen to him talking none of that, but that was solid to me, man. Giving them boys that purse like that, man. That was nice. That was real good, bro. So background, you started wrestling. This was in high school, right? You say?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I was always a fighter, though. I mean, I used to host fights in the backyard, hoping my mom didn't come out. So
yeah, I know. I remember that shit. Yeah. We did all that.
Yeah, people pulling up. This is what a fight said. Hey man, keep it down, man. What you doing? But yeah. But then I started picking up MMA, and I was pretty good with my hands, and I realized that was a strong suit of mine besides the wrestling. And coaches always tried to tell me use the wrestling, get it down. But every fight I ended up using my hands, just throwing hands pretty much the whole time. No kick. Somebody kicked me. I didn't like that shit. So stuff.
Right.
That stuff. But
I'm good, bro.
Okay.
Go ahead. It's internet, man. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I started just using my hands mostly, and then I started picking up boxing. After the fact, I don't know if you know, after the fact that I lost my leg, I really picked up boxing even more. So
I was gonna let you bring that up, bro, because I want to know about it. What happened? I didn't know if you didn't. I didn't know if you didn't have a leg forever or you lost your leg accident. I didn't know. I had no clue. I I talked to Brandy and she was like, he's an amputee or whatever. I said, do you want me to put that on the thing? I don't know if we promoting that or what, you know. And she was like, he ain't he fighting without the leg, man. He don't give a shit. Go ahead. So what happened? What happened with your leg, bro?
So pretty much, man, I was actually at a tournament, just watching the tournament all day, was up all night, and sober, and I just fell asleep behind the wheel and crashed into a pole, man. And next thing you know, I'm waking up. I got ejected from my car. I had my seatbelt on, and the officer was like, "Hey, man, you hurt yourself. You'll be all right, but just don't move." I'm like, "Man, I'm good, man. I'm good." I tried to get up, looked down at my leg, and it was crumpled into pieces. I completely passed out. Next thing you know, in the hospital, you know, doctor was like, "Hey, man, we're going to have to amputate your leg. I don't think there's much we can do about it." So I was like, okay, well, at that time, I was like, man, I don't know where life is going to take me with this. Like, what's going to happen? Right. So I was like, let's try to, is there any way to try to put it back together? They tried to put it back together and just didn't hold up. And I was getting infections from it. So, like, hey, man, it's time to go. I got plenty of life left. And
what did it get? So you had your seatbelt on, and you got what did you hit? What did you hit?
Man, I hit the biggest pole in my city, tallest pole in my city. That was it. It was a single car accident.
And that thing don't move. Them things are so deep in that ground. It tear that. And it threw you. You hit it so hard it threw you from the car with your seatbelt.
With the seatbelt on, the whole seat was in the car, and I'm still strapped in the seatbelt.
Wow. So was your leg? Best you know. I mean, did your leg get pent into something, or no? Just from getting ejected.
Yeah, I wish I had a picture for it. The whole car was caved in, so I'm guessing from the front end all the way to the leg, just kind of took it with it.
So okay. So we know. I mean, I don't know you. I don't know if you're a believer or not, brother. I happen to be.
Of course.
You was here for something. Man, that's a hell of a note right there, man.
Crazy thing is, I was only maybe 3-4 minutes from my house. 3 minutes.
All right, so I can imagine my father had diabetes, and when he got older, the Parkinson came in. But when he got older, you know, he started losing. He ended up losing underneath the knee, you know, and watching him. And my dad was such a big man. He fought heavyweight in the service at 6'5", 300 pounds, bro. He, watching him deal with losing that limb like that at such a late age, I'm sure that factored everything, because he was 79, 80, them 80 years old. It affected him more than what he had lead on, more than what he led on. But I could tell it's my dad, And you being a young man, how old were you when this happened?
I was 24 at the time. I'm 30 now.
All right. I ain't trying to, brag the bad memory part, but I'm saying this. I'm a big believer in. I'm glad that the world is catching on to mental health, right? Because for so long, especially guys, especially men, we're taught to I'll suck it up and all this here, not understanding that mental health is real. It's a real issue, and will cripple you. Physically as well as just mentally, you know what I'm saying? So as a young man, bro, losing that limb like that, how did you go about coping? And do you think you've played into the fact that you was able to cope, or did you have to do a lot of work on your mental health, or what? I mean, let me in on it.
So at the time, man, losing the leg, I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't hard, but at the time, I already felt like I lost like the most important thing to me. So the leg really wasn't that big to me. But a couple months before I lost my mother, she seen her pass away right in front of my eyes. So Yeah, she had a heart attack right before. So at that point in my life, I already felt like I lost the most important thing to me. So the leg just wasn't, as big to me at that point. Like I said, I told the doctor, let's go ahead and take it. But if it wasn't for the support that I had, like the people, the family coming to see me in the hospital, then maybe it would have been a little harder for sure. But
so you had been dealt such a big blow just prior to that.
Yeah, that one hurt. It was. Let me see. I lost my leg in April of 2015. My mother passed away December 22nd, 14. So just a few months, man. And
that's a hell of a couple of events, man. I've both my parents have passed on, and you never. It doesn't matter your age or none of that shit, bro. It's a rough one, man. So my mother passed of cancer. My dad, thankfully, he passed away in his sleep. He just went to sleep one day. He had a heart attack, but he was in his sleep and just didn't wake up. But that was heavy blows in my life. Me and my father were so close, man. So I have some semblance of what you was dealing with, and then that accident right after that, man. Maybe like they say, and you tell me, maybe you build a little callus, callus over, so you was able to deal with the next thing, But I mean, still, bro, losing your leg, especially an athlete, bro, especially somebody who competed in sport. That's a thing. But go ahead.
Yeah, I was competing in sports my whole life before the accident. I, did everything: football, basketball, baseball. I've done it all. But
so this happened when? How old were you, Langston?
24 years old.
And you're 30 now, right? This was 6 years ago.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
so tell me about the pushback and the naysayers when you say I'm a box without a leg, bro. Without the box. Where's your leg? I seen in the video you got the prosthetic, right? What is that thing called?
So prosthetic, yeah.
That's the right term for it.
So I'm below the knee PK amputee. So I have below my knee still. But,
when you walked into the gymnasium and said I'm a box, was it the gym you had been going to, or this is a new place? Or when you walk inside my box, what was the response?
Oh, well, so a lot of people from the gym were like, man, I ain't gonna take it easy on you. I know I don't care what's going on. I'm still gonna beat you up. So, coming in with the prosthetic, they didn't take it easy.
So a good response, in other words.
Yeah.
They're like, bring your ass, bro.
Yeah.
All right. So I know there was an adjustment. I know there was that was work in and of itself, I could imagine, right? Balance with when you're first learning with the prosthetic. I'm imagining that you're going through rehab or whatever, and they showing you how to keep your balance on it. But hey, boxing is constant. What's the word I'm looking for? You're on the move, so you got balance, but you got to constantly move. And tell me about this thing, man. Was it a duck to water or no, bro? Was it work?
So, man, they kicked me out of rehab. I'm not gonna lie. I was doing really well. I wasn't in rehab maybe but a month, if that. They kicked me out of there, and after that, the people that I'm with now, amputee Blade Runner, shout out to prosthetics to me. And I would say maybe 3 months after, the situation, I did a relay run, and I ran from Chattanooga to Nashville, and that's probably like a 3-hour, distance. So I feel like I did pretty well there. But as far as the boxing, man, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I have some of the best footwork out there.
Come on.
because I only got one foot. But but I literally think it's high level footwork, and I'm able to move angles. You know, a lot of guys for some reason can't adapt to the feeling of the prosthetic because I mean it's painful sometimes. It hurts,
Right.
but like I say, man, I think I cope with it pretty well, and I'm able to move pretty well, and you know, I learned pretty quick. You know, I trained hard in the prosthetic early, so I'm pretty used to it now. Like you wouldn't even be able to tell. A lot of people say they don't even notice that I have, you know, a prosthetic. If I
You're
was to,
moving.
yeah, they would never even know. And it's gonna shock a lot of people. I mean, it's gonna be unexpected to a lot of people when they see me move, cutting angles, and use my footwork for sure.
Did you have any amateur boxing fights?
Yeah, I have a few under my belt, but some of them were exhibitions. You know, it's crazy, man. The commission, USA Boxing Commission, really didn't accept amputees until maybe a few years ago. So that was a really hard process to deal with. I mean, some amateurs still can't fight. I mean, I understand. You know, there's different levels to the amputations. Like some people are all the way up to their hip, and their movement's not as good. So
Safety. They don't want guys taking punches that they can't avoid if they wanted to. I'd imagine. I mean, I don't know, man.
Once maybe that will open the doors for a lot of amputees that want to box. So hopefully I can display some good. Sure.
So how did this pro boxing thing come about, man? Who approached you? Did you approach somebody? How did this even come about, man?
This is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. I've been wanting to box. But some of my partners, man, you know, like Eric Draper and Sina Ekbeko, they pushed forward. My coach Randall, they said, man, you can really box, man. You got skills, man. I mean, you're pretty much impossible to hit. I mean, that's what they say, but
right. So did your coach reach out to Brandy, or did Brandy reach out to y'all? Whatever.
I think my coaches, Randall reached out. One of my training partners, but he's fought for Brandy a few times. He's going to be on the card as well, September 24th in Memphis. I mean, that man's that boy. So if I'm able to hang with him, then for sure.
Hey, you know, do you know who you're fighting? As far as your opponents, when is this show?
Next Friday, September 24th in Memphis. My opponent, I think his name's Anthony Woods. From what I've seen, I try not to watch too much of my opponent, especially, you know, beginning stages. But he's experienced. I think that's the one thing that he has over me is the, you know, ring experience. He's had over 30 pro fights. I know he's a little taller than me. I think he may be 6'1", 6'2", so I'm going to have to work my way inside to get in, close the distance, have him backing up against the ropes to beat him. But I think I'm going to have, you know, the better movement, more power, just better skill, in my opinion. He might bring something else that I haven't seen before.
Right. Did you you at junior middleweight, huh? What you at?
Yeah, right now I'm pushing 154, but I hope to drop after that, maybe 47.
Oh, okay.
Avoid the pizzas and whatnot.
Right. Man, is somebody do you know if anybody's I'm sure that y'all post after, but is anybody any platform gonna be showing the fights that you know of, or what?
Well, I know there's a stream for the event.
Okay, yeah. Hopefully I could get that from y'all, man, so we can share that, share the stream, man. I'm interested to see how this goes, bro. I want to see, man, this may be some history happening right here, man. I don't know. I'm trying to think, man. I remember 25 years ago, man, on one of my cousin's cards, there was a guy. he was like 72 years old, bro, and he had a fight, and he could move, bro. He was poetry in motion, man. He won his. He had a 4-round fight on, and it was, it was a spectacle, something to see, and the old guy was putting it on the young guy was trying to get him too. So, but I'm trying to think. I don't remember seeing. I don't think I've ever seen an amputee fight, bro. Have you?
No, I've never seen it. I mean, I've seen it in amateurs. I've competed against a couple of amateurs, but
right,
skill level was different. But no, not professionally. I haven't seen anybody professionally.
Was the commission causing any problems before they okayed this thing, or did they put you through some different tests, or what? Or was that something that she handled?
Yeah, as of right now, I mean, the commission's fine with it. I mean, I know a few people on the athletic commission as well, so of Tennessee, and they've moved, they've seen me box, and they know I can handle myself. So maybe that's why they pushed for it and allowed it. But
did you watch Evander's last fight? What was that, last weekend? Did you watch that against the MMA guy?
It was disrespectful. He shouldn't even have been in there, man. I mean,
bro,
I don't know why he was in there.
60 years old, man. That guy's, yeah, man. He been through wars, man. And I watched leading up to the fight. I watched his little training montages and stuff, and it was apparent to me watching that his motor skills was, 60 years old. Reaction time, and when he came out, I was one of the guys who was like, man, I'm worried about Evander because I don't know the other guy, but from what I hear, he was a puncher, like he knocked folk out, and I said Evander looks horrible, man, on the miss, and I'm really worried, and he was like, oh, coach, man, this is an MMA guy. This is Evander. I said, but he's 60 years old, man. I said, sure, in the street, he'll take advantage of somebody because they can't fight. But he's fighting a guy that he's not a boxer, and he's a puncher. And he's 60 years old, man. I said, this is crazy to me. And and as soon as he came out, man, and threw like a jab, and it was slow as molasses, and then he kind of lost his balance. I said, no, man, and I really, because he never really got hit. I seen one shot, one little uppercut that came that snapped that head back real hard. But I applauded that referee, man, for stopping that fight, because he didn't stop it because you was getting hurt. He stopped it so you didn't get hurt. He could see, hey, man, this is going to be bad. You know what I'm saying? So I applauded it.
There's a sport just getting beat up like that, man.
Yeah, man. I tell you, man, it was going to be heartbreaking, I think, had they let that fight go until somebody got stopped, because, man, he knocked himself down by throwing a hook. You seen that? He threw a hook and fell over into the rope, down there, fell out the ring, man. And it's I try not to knock nobody making money, man. And okay, I get it and all that, but the athletic commissions are there to have some kind of defense against people getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? So they're supposed to have a battery of tests. They're supposed to at least make you see a doctor and provide the scans and shit, and that was bad, bro. That was bad.
Work done to be able to fight, but I think I passed everything. So
yeah. But you're also a 30-year-old guy, bro. So I'm sure you punching and reaction time and muscle memory and everything is still there, man. So it's really just the fact that having that prosthetic leg, but hell, it got you the right height, got your balance, everything. It's on you. It's on you to see what you do, man. And tell you the truth, for me to you as a trainer, I would have to be 100% I would have to be 100% know that you can defend yourself, right? And then, but I don't care if you got 3 legs. I'm your trainer. I'm gonna defend you if you're getting hurt anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say, hey, that's it. That's a wrap. But I think Evander shouldn't even been there. You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't even been there. Like, it's okay if you're gonna get in there with another 60-year-old guy with headgear and 20 ounce gloves and y'all doing some kind of charity thing or something. But
people want to see him and Tyson. I'm like, nah, man. That's
hey, look, let me tell you something, man.
Safe.
Seeing how Mike looked in there with talking
about
Roy.
Yeah.
Seeing how good Mike looked and fluent and efficient, he was throwing punches and stuff. And to be honest with you, he had no bad intentions on nothing he was doing with Roy. Because if he did, I think he could have caused some problems. That's just my opinion. But what's that?
It was an exhibition. They wasn't really trying to hurt each other in there, but
right. I don't think Roy was trying to do nothing either, but I don't know if that was to not make sure I'm staying away from this motherfucker in case he catch a flashback and chuck something. You know, Roy was great in his own career, but Mike looked so he wasn't worried. There was no pressure. You know what I'm saying? I think that was a lot to do with it. And just seeing how good he looked at 54 years old, man, that would have been a bad thing, man. That would have, in hindsight's 2020. And while Evander had his number, and that was old Evander who had his number, them 2 fights. But now this is ancient Evander, and I tell you, man, I don't think he could have. I don't think as comparable. I'm glad that fight didn't happen, to be honest with you.
I think Mike would have got him out of there for sure.
Yeah. But again, I'm not for blocking anybody from making money, man. I'm not trying to say who and who shouldn't be able to do what. But if you're gonna have a commission, man, if you're gonna have sanctioning body, that's supposed to be your job, is to protect people from shit like that. You know, luckily we had a ref in there, and I'd never seen that ref before, but luckily we had a guy in there who had the sense enough to say, hey, that's enough, man. This shit's gonna go bad right quick. They stopped him, man. So that was good. How many rounds, bro? This is debut. Y'all doing 4 rounds?
Yeah, 4 3 minutes. I mean,
you say this boy got 30 fights, man?
Yeah, he's got 30 plus.
Man, that's a hell of a debut, bro. You know, a lot of the times, take this for what it's worth, but a lot of times with debuting fighters, man, it's not so much you guys versus the other guy, it's you versus you. You know, with all the butterflies and the nerves that come with just having a debut. The opponent is secondary. So the opponent, if he has any experience and knows how to just survive, can cause a problem. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully you got all that shit. You prepared for all that, man. I don't know how y'all getting ready for that, but that's a lot of experience, man.
Yeah,
30 fights.
I'm just gonna go in there. You know, I'm not gonna try anything wild. I'm gonna pace myself. You know, try to find the openings quick and then
work. Work. There you go, man. Well, I tell you what, bro. I said, man, I was waiting for Brandon. She told me she was having some issues, man. She had some things to do, but she was trying to get home. I wanted to get her on here so we could talk that 116. So I probably get her in there next week or something, man. But I want to get that. I want to make sure I get the link, man, so I can share it as well as order it myself, man, because I want to see you. I want to see you compete, man. Is Mike on this fight too? Man.
Not just me, because it's gonna be a heck of a show. Like I said, Eric Draper's on there, Mike Cook is on there, so it's a good show.
Mike's been on the show. I really like that guy, man. And Brandy has took a lot of guys out of Houston over there to Alabama to put on her cards, man. A bunch of guys I know, man. So That's how I reached out to her to begin with, man. So I was eager to talk how she got started in boxing and stuff too. But she wanted to make damn sure you was on the show. I said, yeah, man, tell him come on. I just didn't know she wasn't coming. Yeah, man, get us the link, bro, and we're gonna try to I'm gonna share it, but I'm gonna definitely order it, man. I definitely want to watch, man, support you, bro. See what you're doing, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. It's gonna be a sight to see for sure. Hopefully I can open the doors for a lot of people out there, inspire people, because I mean they might not have been through my situation, but everybody goes through in life. So maybe if they see me being able to still do what I love to do, maybe it'll motivate them to keep pushing no matter what they're going through as well.
Well, look, man, tell people where they could follow you, your social media and all that good stuff, man.
Okay, Instagram, Facebook, just at Langston Stevenson. Follow me there if you'd like. I try content, but I'm training a lot, so
it's hard, man.
Do as much as possible.
Sometimes we in the gym, man, and my guys will be like, Coach, man, let old buddy hold the phone, man. We need to put something on. I say, yeah, man, because I'm not the most savvy social media guy. Yeah, even doing this podcast, it records itself. And I was telling Brandon that too. I said, as soon as you get on there, we talk boxing. Who has a problem talking boxing? You're talking boxing, so it records itself. But as far as like the social media, trying to build a fan base, man. Most boxing fight. All right, watch me fight, and then if you like it, follow me. You know what I'm saying? That's what you try to get. But you got it's imperative to market yourself, man. And I tell you, man, you get in that ring, man, and do your thing. Again, like I said, I was born into this thing and been a coach the last 25 years, and I don't believe I ever seen an amputee boxing, bro. I don't remember it, man. So as a professional,
people telling me I'm the first, but I got to see proof, before.
Yeah. Hey, man, I never seen it, so it doesn't mean it didn't happen. But I tell you what, bro, I'm a supporter. I'm a big advocate, man, of being a have-not growing up, man. You have a tendency to root for the underdogs, or for the people who the naysayers say, man, what they boxing for. That's why I'm a big advocate of women's boxing, bro. Man, so some of the greatest fighters in the world is girls, man. Dude, how many times you talk to somebody and be like, man, did you see old girl fight? Oh man, I don't watch no girl. Are you crazy? Some of the best fighters in the world, man. Yeah. So I'm just by nature, bro. I try to support everybody, but seeing somebody do something like what you're doing, man, I think is spectacular, because I don't be honest with you, man. I don't know how many other amputees there are in gyms and stuff, and I'm sure they are. And they just saying, but they'll never let me fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting here, I'm working the bags and I'm sweating, and I'm sure they sparring in some places and all too. But then they see you get in there and fight, man. Shit, man, let me see. Now nobody say it's gonna be easy. Nobody say they gonna just open the door for you neither. You gotta kick that motherfucker in, man.
Yeah, it's never easy for anybody getting in there, but
yeah, man. I mean, if there's this quote. I seen it on the movie, so I don't act like I made it up. I seen it on the movie, and I just put it in boxing. And the guy says he was coaching, and it was baseball, and he say and the gal say, man, she was quitting, and she said it just got too hard. And the guy says he said it's supposed to be fucking hard. That's what makes it great. If it wasn't hard, everybody would do the shit, and it ain't special no more. Yeah. And that's I put that to boxing. I say, man, if it was easy, it wouldn't be nothing. You wouldn't be you wouldn't be nobody to pay attention to. So they don't open the door for guys with both feet, both legs, or none of that stuff. So when you in there as an amputee, man, don't look for him to roll out the red carpet. But if you could push and keep on pushing, bro, that's the difference, man. That's what's gonna make it special, bro. Right there.
I'm looking forward to displaying my skills. I don't know what style I'm coming out with. I mean, like I said, I can box any way possible. I can, Philly shell if I want to, rope a dope, if I want to move around, if I want to, on my bicycle and be on the jab, I can do it all, man. I'm telling you. If I want to go drunken master, I might come out and do that one fight.
Like, what's my man out of Baton Rouge, man? They was calling him that for a while.
Yeah, that's off of. I have attempted this style, and I feel like I'm pretty good at that as well. So,
before I let you go, bro, give me a top 3 pound for pound, bro.
Ooh, man.
There's no wrong answers, man.
No, there ain't no wrong answers, but let me see. I'm gonna have to say Canelo. I hope Plant gets him because he's from the Ville. But I'm a big fan of Spence right now, Crawford, but Fury, of course, he's good as well. So that's
that's a hell of a top 3. That what's gonna happen, bro? Fury Wilder 3, man. What's gonna happen?
Man, it's hard to say. If Wilder's improved his skills, and not just rely on that big right hand and actually box, it might be a problem for Fury. But I'm gonna have to, go with Fury for now. But I hope Wilder can pull it out.
What about you seen Bud and Sean Porter sign that fight? What you got there?
Yeah, that's a nasty one, man. Crawford, I just feel like is on a whole other level, but Porter's no pushover, man. Porter
at all.
Yeah, liable to catch him. I mean, because Crawford's been dropped a few times, right? Like he's been knocked down. So
yeah.
Porter keep coming at him, man. Like when he fought Spence, man, he nonstop kept coming at him. So, and it really caused problems for Spence.
And what else we got? We got what you think about Tio Cambosos? They finally finna make this fight. You got a favorite in that one or what? Teofimo Lopez versus George Cambosa. That's the next Triller fight.
I didn't even hear about that one.
Yeah, it's supposed to have been happening for like a year and a half, and it kept getting pushed off. But they finally doing it. I think this is Tio's first defense after beating Loma. Yeah. Hey man, George Cambosa, he could fight, man, and his manager is is my welterweights manager. They from the same management stable. So I've been paying attention to him for the last maybe 2 years, man. That kid could fight. The only thing I'm leery about, and he's out of Australia, but I think he trains here in Florida.
Okay.
And I'm a Tio fan, right? I'm a Teofimo fan. So yeah. So I'm looking at it. I'm rooting for the George kid because it's the same squad basically. But then I'm a Teofimo fan, and I said the one thing that keeps getting stuck in back of my head is I don't think George can hit hard enough. I don't think he has enough power to keep Tio at bay. You know what I'm saying? I think, and if that's dangerous, man, because that Teofimo, bro, he tries to knock you out with every punch. He's trying to knock you out. So maybe George been working with something up his sleeve that I don't know. Maybe he definitely is a confident guy. He definitely can box backwards, forwards. He can fight. He's a fighting man. But I'm gonna love to see how that fight turns out. I don't think Wilder has a snowball chance in hell winning the fight. Outside of what you said, just boom, just that big one out of nowhere. But and man, I think Bud Crawford is he's such a great fighter, man. That he I think he's like 34, 35 years old now though. And it's like, man, he's getting towards, the back nine, and He's such a sharpshooter. He's such a dynamic puncher. A little guy, but he'll put you to sleep.
Yeah.
Where like
that weight come up is gonna affect him any, or
I'm waiting for that to happen. I'm waiting for him. And Sean Porter is the type of guy that makes that happen because he comes forward. He fights like a football player. He fights like a linebacker, and he's gonna stay on your ass. He ain't gonna not come. He's coming. And so does Bud get old that night trying to fight him off of him, or does he catch him? I'm leaning towards, and I know Sean don't get knocked out, but I'm leaning towards that accurate puncher. I'm midway. I think he's gonna catch Sean coming in. I think Sean's gonna be coming in, and Bud's gonna be able to catch him, clip him with something. But hey,
he only got knocked down once against Spence, but like, man.
Yeah. In fact, that saved Spence. To me, that won Spence that fight, because prior to that, I had Sean winning through attrition, just coming forward. Like I said, just overwhelming Spence. And that was the first time Earl showed me hard-headedness. In other words, he showed intelligence prior to that. Like he would always, if there was adjustments to be made, he'd make them. And it seemed to me, I'm not there, but it seemed to me he was fighting hard-headed. Like he told everybody, I'm gonna just beat Sean up. Right. And so he wouldn't stop there. He just kept on trying to beat him up, and he couldn't beat him up till he walked into something, Yeah, man. But that's how I see those things, man.
One thing you giving the hometown guy from Nashville playing a chance against Canelo?
0, bro. 0, bro. Listen. They some Caleb Plant fans that I deal with, friends of mine and social media supporters and all that stuff that love that guy.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he can't fight. I'm not saying this and that. I'm not saying none of that. Canelo Alvarez is a special fighter, man. And to be honest with you, I really thought Caleb
made him even better. I think when he lost to Floyd, made him even better.
Oh yeah, leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
He's learned from that fight. He's learned from that first Triple G fight. He's learned from all those. That's a dangerous man, bro. Who could have them setbacks and say, okay, I got to be better than that. I got to work on this and work on that. He's just a dynamic fighter, man. And when he quit trying to have to cut weight and worried about having the gas and shit to get through, I think that really changed the game. Now, he'll get beat, bro. They all do. He'll get beat because he's messing with these big guys, right? He's such a little guy, bro. He's 5'7", man. He's fighting light heavyweights and shit, bro. Caleb Plant, how big is Caleb Plant? That's a big boy, right?
Yeah. When I sparred him back in the day before he moved to Vegas, yeah, he was 6'1", maybe.
Yeah, he's a big kid, man. So it's gonna happen. One of these big dudes, he's gonna outsize himself. That's why we got weight classes, right? So and Canelo will have a night off and somebody will beat him up. It just happens. It's boxing. But right now, I think Canelo Alvarez is in his prime. This is it right here. This is it. And I was really from a trainer's perspective, I really thought Caleb and his squad fucked this off, man. And I was like, what are y'all doing, bro? What are y'all doing? This is it. When it seemed like that fight was he tried to get another guy and they said the fight was off. You remember that?
Yeah.
I was like, how can Caleb play? Not Caleb, I don't know him. And I'm certain as a fighter, he had to be like, dude, give me them $10 million, bro. Come on, man. This is what we doing it for.
We got to do this one.
Right. And then when they was like, nah, his fight's off. I'm like, dude, you train your whole life for this. This is that opportunity. Now, win, and it don't stop, right? But
limit at that point.
Right, but this here is what you do it for. I mean, what's the biggest purse that kid had? It had to be. I mean, I know Al takes care of his guys on the backside and shit, but his biggest purse, has he made $1 million purse wise?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you that. No.
Right. I don't. Who against who? What I'm saying is he ain't the draw and ain't fought nobody that's a draw to warrant that kind of money. Though I'm sure he's got a couple $1 million because I know, like I said, I know Al and them takes care of them boys, but. $10 million, bro. You take the fucking fight, man. You take the fight. And I'm glad they salvaged it. I'm glad they salvaged the fight. He seemed to bring in Andre Ward. I think he's one of the most gifted boxers. Yeah. He got to help you just by accident, just by trading war stories. He's got to help you, but yeah, it's not that I'm rooting against him as much as I'm saying it's two different. You asked me what I thought. 2 different levels of fighter, man. 2 different levels of fighter, and I don't even know if Caleb. I don't know where he's at. I don't know if he's in his prime. This is it. This is what you get. Is he still getting better? I don't know. I just know that.
I just hope he do it for the bill, though. Maybe
that's y'all hometown guy, bro. I get it, man. But he's got a hell of a job to do, and as long as he's prepared and fight his heart out, man. Because I think at some point he's gonna have to sit down and fight. Oh, yeah, it ain't gonna be no running and none of that shit, bro. He's gonna have to sit down and fight. At some point in this fight, and we'll see, man. I'm gonna watch it, bro. I know you're gonna watch it,
of course.
Yeah, man. But we'll see, bro. Do me a favor, man. After this, send me that link when you get it. But after you fight, man, let's do another one of these, man. So we go on the fight, man. Watch it.
I appreciate you having me on, man.
Oh, no problem, brother. It was good talking to you, man.
Good to you too.
I'm out of here.
Peace.
Gone. Hey guys, this is Coach Derek. I want to give a shout out to our new sponsor, Pueblo Boxing. Y'all be sure to check out Pueblo Boxing. They have unique and high quality boxing gear and novelty gifts. You can find the gear at soloboxing.com. That's SOLO boxing.com. Check it out, man. They do quality work.